Welcome to another episode of the 99 Seconds Career Podcast. My name is Jürgen Schmid. I am career mentor, consultant, teacher and speaker. Here we will bring up all kinds of career aspects in a way you have maybe never heard before. I'd like you to have an awesome career. Therefore, I give you something money cannot buy: sharing, experience and insight. All this every other week in 99 seconds. Job seekers will eventually receive a job offer, a contract to be signed. People within an organization who want to grow and maybe aim for a promotion will be considered for a new role. You have done your due diligence, researched the organization and asked questions during an interview. Your skills and competencies match. Your experiences are relevant. You now have a contract in your hand. If you sign it, the job is yours. Isn't that what you were hoping for? But wait a second. A recent survey by Lattice from April 2022 found that a lot of new hires are already looking to leave their job. Half of those who have been working for 3 months or less are actively seeking to move on. And for those who have been in their job for 3 to 6 months, the number even jumps to nearly 60%. The data suggests that the honeymoon phase of being at a new job may be short-lived for many employees. And in the UK, it's even worse, with 65% of those with 3 to 6 months duration wanting to leave. Those numbers suggest that there seems to be an issue. There are many reasons why new hires quit within the first 6 months. Here are some. No alignment with their values or satisfying their needs. No mentorship opportunities, lack of sense of belonging, lack of diversity, equity and inclusion in the workplace, no additional training opportunities. The organization doesn't care about employee well-being, and the lack of available career prospects. And interestingly, more than 90% of those who left did not regret it. If you know what is important for you, you could try to find out as much as possible during the interview process. Maybe even spend a whole day with a new team to see how it really is. The more you can find out before accepting the offer, the better. It is exciting to be approached for an interview, but it's important to be mindful of potential red flags in the hiring process. Stay grounded and realistic, and don't let the reputation of the organization cloud your judgment. You do not want to put yourself in a situation where you sign a contract that you later regret and restarting your job search project just after a couple of months. Let's look into some of these early warning signs that you should not ignore and get into the 99 seconds right now. You're in the middle of the interview process for a job you really want, but something feels off. You can't quite figure out what it is, but something just doesn't seem right. Here are 12 red flags to watch out for that might trigger those feelings. First, you're not sure about the boss. If the boss seems uninterested in you or is short in their communication, it's a warning sign. During the interview process, people usually try to show their best side. If the boss displays signs of being difficult, it's unlikely they'll change for the better if you get hired. Second, the job is unclear, meaning your prospective boss isn't clearly defining the duties of your job, or the job title is missing or vague. They define the duties of the job so broadly that it sounds like 2 or 3 jobs in one that are nearly impossible to meet. Your prospective boss is vague on important details regarding the scope of the job as it relates to the rest of the team or the company. Third, a too long interview process. A lengthy and intrusive application process, as well as a difficult-to-use applicant tracking system, indicates that the company does not value your time or experience. If it takes weeks or months to hear back, be cautious before accepting an offer. A lengthy waiting time to fill the position could mean it's not a priority and you won't receive the support and feedback you need. If they do not offer feedback or constructive advice, it is a warning sign of how they'll treat you once you are on board. Fourth, uncomfortable interviews. Beware of interviewers who seem unprepared. If they appear confused as they look at your resume for the first time, it might be a sign that they were not properly prepared for your interview. If you feel like you're being bombarded with illegal interview questions, or if the interviewer seems only interested in your financial information from past jobs, it might be a red flag. This could mean they're just gathering data without any intention of actually hiring you. Fifth, high staff turnover. The repetition of a job posting could indicate that the organization is struggling to find the right fit for the role or has high staff turnover, which often spells trouble. 6. Mandatory overtime. If you're a salaried worker, you won't get paid extra for all those extra hours. And if you're expected to work weekends plus evenings, it's unlikely that you'll have a healthy work-life balance or the option to be flexible. Plus, a company that makes overtime mandatory probably isn't run very well or is always short-staffed. 7th, many tests. Taking tests during a job application process can be beneficial for both the employer and the candidate. However, if too many tests are given, it could feel like working for free before getting hired. 8. Bad mouthing. Don't bash your employer during a job interview, but take note if the interviewers do. If they are speaking badly about staff, management, or the company, it's a warning sign. Ask, what do you like about working here, to gauge their honesty. If they struggle to come up with a genuine answer, pay attention. Also watch out if they start sharing internal gossip and rumors. 9. Money is important. If the only thing that's attractive about the job is the paycheck, you're not going to be fully invested in it. You'll probably end up doing just enough to get by, and your lack of enthusiasm will show in your work. This could eventually lead to your employer taking notice and you find yourself looking for another job sooner than you'd like. What if the job is great, but the pay sucks? If a job offer comes with a salary that's much lower than what's the standard or what you feel you're worth, consider twice before accepting. Sure, the low offer might just be a negotiation tactic, but it could also mean the organization is struggling financially. It's a clear sign of trouble when the recruiter tries to convince or even pressures you to accept a lower compensation package. 10. Lack of transparency. Employers aren't always forthcoming about everything during a job interview, but a lack of transparency in certain areas can be a warning sign. For instance, if you ask to meet the team before accepting the offer and they say no, it's a sign to be wary. When you get the offer, ask to see the company handbook to get a feel for the policies you'll be following. If they won't give it to you or if it doesn't exist, be careful. 11. Not written. If you get an offer but never receive it in writing, that's another red flag. And last but not least, number 12, discrepancies. If your written offer varies significantly from what was discussed in the interview or what was in the job posting, that's another red flag. Job searching is tough, so when you finally get invited for a job interview, you might be willing to overlook some things to get hired. Think holistically about what you are looking for and whether the company you are considering is truly a fit for you. That way, you won't be taken advantage of, and you'll find a position in which you are respected, valued, and above all, happy for longer than just 6 months. These were, in a bit more than 99 seconds, some thoughts on early warning signs that you should not ignore. Hope you enjoyed listening and you will tune in for our next episode in 2 weeks. We will then talk about a shocking moment. I got fired. In the meantime, should you have any remarks, please let me know and maybe leave me a comment. Simply go to www.99scp.com, SCP like Seconds Career Podcast. I would love to hear from you. Also, please do not forget to press follow, and if you see a bell or heart icon to be notified when new episodes are coming out, please press that too, so you will never miss a new one. This was another episode of the 99 Seconds Career Podcast. Thank you for listening and thinking along. or wish you success for the paths you're following or creating. My name is Jürgen Schmid, and until next time, be the difference, remain curious, and shine.